Good evening, children. Good evening to you. Can you hear me? Can you see the paper? And can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Right. So everything is okay. This is a paper class, number 11, 12. I have sent you paper class number 14, but I saw that number 12 is still remaining. So before doing 12, we can't do 14. Okay, so I have selected to discuss paper number 12. I sent it 1 or 2 weeks ago and I resend it today itself. Suppose that we haven't done this yet. Am I correct? Have we discussed this paper? I don't think so. අපි මේ paper එක discuss කරේ නෑ නේද? Today is our 16th paper class. 16 වෙනි එක. First two I did not numbered. පළවෙනි දෙක මම numbers දුන්නේ නැතුව අරන් ගිය ටිකට respectively I have given a number to paper class 1 2 3 4 like that. Then I got a number as 14. මේක මම දීලා ඇත්තේ 12 කියලා බලන්න. Structured essay paper. අපි කරේ නෑ නේද පුතේ මේ paper එක?
ඒකේ සර් බස්ෆියර් ක්වෙස්චන් එක කරා.
Biosphere question එක කරා. එතකොට තියෙන්නේ second question එකද?
Yes, sir.
ඒ කියන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතන ඉඳන් වෙන්නේ නැති. නේ?
Yes, sir.
Right. Let's see. The second question based on first unit of grade 10 and especially first unit of grade 10 English medium වලට O level syllabus එක පටන් ගත්ත syllabus එක chemical basis of life ජීවීය රසායනික පදනම means that the living body is built up by 25 elements out of 92 natural elements. Even though there are nearly 150 elements, some are not naturally existed. Only 92 elements are naturally existed. Out of them, 25 elements build up the living body. 25 out of 92. Out of these 25, there are 4 major elements and 8 minor elements. 4 major elements are oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen. According to the mass percentage, bara anuwa, the highest mass is found in which one? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Which element has the highest mass percentage in the living body?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. According to the mass percentage, oxygen is the highest. Can you remember the percentage of oxygen in the living body?
65%.
65%. Second largest is carbon percentage,
18%.
18% of carbon. Third one, is it hydrogen or nitrogen?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, how much is it? 10%, no? 10%. And percentage of nitrogen?
3%.
3%. How much remain? Is it 4%? 4% remain. All other elements, all other elements are 4%. Other elements. The reason for having highest mass percentage of oxygen is water. 4/3 of the living body is water. Water means H2O. It has oxygen. Molecular mass of oxygen is also 32. Then oxygen has highest percentage. You can find what other elements are. Other elements කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලා හොයලා බලන්න. ටක් තියෙනවා. Magnesium, potassium, calcium, iron, chlorine, ඔහොම ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. Phosphorus, 1 2 3 4 5 6 තව තියෙනවා එකක්. බලන්න මොනවද කියලා. Percentage abundance of elements. So, in the human body, compounds are made by those elements. Compounds. Chemical compounds can be separated, classified into two groups. As what? Organic compounds and inorganic compounds. Organic compounds have compulsory carbon. Usually inorganic compounds haven't carbon, but there are some compounds with carbon but not belong to that category. Reason is having carbon is not the only requirement to be organic compound. There should be some other associated elements like along with carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and halogen. Halogen means chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine. Those elements should have. Therefore, even though carbon is there, some compounds do not consider as organic. Okay? Example, the main inorganic compound is water. H2O. It has no carbon anymore. Then the minerals, no carbon. There are some respiratory gases. Respiratory gases like what? Carbon dioxide. Carbon is there, oxygen also there, but it is not organic, it is inorganic. When carbon dioxide transport via blood, it forms bicarbonate ions. The form that carbon dioxide transport through the blood is bicarbonate ions. As bicarbonate ions, transport වෙන්නේ. Sometimes carbon monoxide also there. තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Those are the inorganic part in our body, in a living body. Water is the main one. Minerals, gases like carbon dioxide. They are called as respiratory gases. Normally, inorganic compounds learn after learning organic. But I have started with inorganic. No matter. This is revision class, not a theory one. Organic compounds are few types. Can you tell me what they are? Compounds having carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and other. The most abundant organic compound found in the living body is carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are two types, DNA, RNA. The special name given for these four organic compounds which build up the living body. What is that name?
Biological molecule.
Biological molecules or biomolecules in short form. Biological molecules කියලා කියනවා. Are they only organic compounds found in a living body? Is there anything remain?
Vitamin.
Yes. Yes. One more remaining, that is vitamin. Vitamins are also special organic compounds, but it is not considered as biological molecules. Okay. So this is the summary of first unit of grade 10 biology. Then you had learned one by one biological molecules, their functions, the types of them, their locations, how to identify them, and so on. And also you have learned about the importance of water, special features of water, the reasons for that, how it helps for the maintenance of life, no? About minerals, what are the minor minerals, macro minerals, their functions, deficiency symptoms. That's the story of first unit of grade 10. So when you study grade 10, first topic, you should keep those things in mind as a summary. Then you can read the textbook. මේ ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එක, මේ ස්කෙලිටල් එක, මේ concept map එක ඔළුවේ තියාගෙන පාඩම් කරන්න. නිකම් පොත කියාගෙන යන්න එපා තියෙනවා. Because the questions asked from this structure. මේ structure එකෙන් තමයි questions අහන්නේ. I'm not going to teach you the entire unit here. Okay, I just give the summary. Right, let's come to the paper back. Now you can write the answer for those questions. Read the questions first. Carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids are main biological molecules in the living matter. What is the element present in protein but absent in carbohydrates and lipids? What are the component elements or constituent elements of carbohydrate? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. In proteins, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sometimes sulfur. Lipids, once again, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Nucleic acids, DNA, RNA, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus. Then the question is, element present in protein, but absent in carbohydrates and lipids. What is that element? Sulfur is not a compulsory element. Sometimes in certain amino acids, sulfur is there as a constituent element. But these four are the main four elements present in protein. When you reduce carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen will remain. Then nitrogen is absent in carbohydrate and lipids. So you can get nitrogen as a element present in protein but not in carbohydrate and lipids. Nitrogen. Since the sulfur is not a compulsory element. Okay. Second one. Mention two biological molecules which import as energy source in living body. The main energy source in the living body is what? Carbohydrate. That is carbohydrates. When it is not enough, sometimes proteins and also lipids act as energy sources in the living body. Lipid gives more energy than all other. Proteins also act as energy source, even though it grows the body. Its main function is growth and repairing, but it has an energy function too. Okay. Third one, which element deficiency causes yellow or purple patches on plant leaves? Yellow or purple patches on plant leaves. What is this element? Is it phosphorus or potassium? Purple patches or yellow? Yes. Textbook එකේ colors එක්කම දීලා තියෙනවා. Deficiency of which mineral causes yellow or purple patches? Phosphorus deficiency. That is phosphorus deficiency. Okay. Fourth one, write one deficiency syndrome or symptom occurs due to deficiency of vitamin K. Function of a vitamin. If vitamin K is not sufficient, blood clotting will be delayed. Blood clotting is delayed. Okay. Part B. It is about a cell. It's a plant cell. How do you know it's a plant cell? No, it's not a plant. Yes, it's a plant cell because no, it is not a plant cell. It's an animal cell. The diagram which is in your grade 10 textbook. Diagram ටිකක් පැහැදිලි මදි. ස්කෑන් කරද්දී පේපර් එක පොඩ්ඩක් එහෙම මෙහෙන් නැමිලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා හරියට බැලුවොත් පේනවා මේක animal cell එකක්. No vacuoles. Name parts A to B. What is A? Main A. කවුද? Endoplasmic reticulum. Is it SCR or RER? You can see it is attached with the plasma membrane. Therefore, it won't be RER. RER is always attached with nucleic membranes since the ribosomes are transported. This is attached with cell membrane to remove those particles out of the cell. Then A is what? SCR. B, B is Golgi, is a Golgi apparatus, Golgi bodies. And you can see that there is a mechanism of removal of substances from a cell to outside. What is it? Uh, Proteins are produced by ribosomes. Ribosomes are deposited on the surface of RER. Those proteins, amino acids, used to make polypeptide chains. Then Golgi bodies get those amino acids and make hormones and enzymes, especially enzymes. Those enzymes are transported out of the cell. Transport mechanism is done by both ER and Golgi apparatus. What is C? C is not an organelle, it is just a cytoplasm. Is there a D? Yes. D. You can identify D as mitochondria. The function of mitochondrion is cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. What is the letter used to indicate the organelle divide first during cell division process? We are talking about prokaryotic or eukaryotic cells. We are talking about not prokaryotic, eukaryotic cells. In eukaryotic cells, first the nucleus divides, then the cytoplasm divides. Nucleus divides into two, then the cytoplasm divides. Because the chromosomes are inside the nucleus. Number of chromosomes are halved, divided into two cells. හරියටම භාගයක් වෙලා තමයි බෙදෙන්නේ during cell division. Okay, so the nucleus is shown by letter E. What is the letter? Letter E. Fourth one, mention the organelle cannot be seen above cell but see in plant cells. Organelles and the structures are two types. Organelles have specific function. Structures haven't a specific function. They have functions but not specific. Organelles means specialized nanostructures found in a living cell. What are the organelles found in a plant cell, not found in an animal cell? Yes, one of them is large central vacuole. Large central vacuoles. So why did I write that? Can't I write as vacuoles? Don't write. There are some small vacuoles found in animal cells, which are known as contractile vacuoles. Contractile vacuoles. Which type of animal cells have contractile vacuoles? Yes. කාගෙද තියෙන්නේ contractile vacuoles? Contractile vacuoles are found in protozoans, amoeba, euglena, paramecium. In protozoans, සංකෝචක රික්තක කියලා තියෙනවා. But no large central vacuoles. Another organelle found in a plant cell, not in this cell, is chloroplast. Can you write cell wall here? That is a main difference between plant and animal cell. Cells with cell wall are plant cells. Cells without cell walls are animal cells. But you can't write cell wall here. Why? Because it is not an organelle. Cell wall is not an organelle, just a structure. These are the two organelles, nothing else. Okay? Then can you name an organelle to be found in animal cells only, which are absent in plant cells?
Centriole.
Centrioles and lysosomes. Centrioles are not present in plant cells. Lysosomes are also known to be not found in animals or plant cells. නැහැ කියලා කියනවා lysosomes උත්. Okay? Centrioles කොහොමත් නැහැ. Mention an organelle which cannot be seen above cell but see in the plant cell. These are the two. I have missed one of the question here. Write the function of organelle indicated by D. No, I wrote it. Cellular respiration. Right. Then part C. Diagrams are not clear enough. Let me redraw the diagram. Fimbria, oviduct, ovary, this is C, A, B. Body, fundus, cervix, three parts of the uterus. Right. The question based on continuity of life, grade 10, biology. Here one of the layering is shown. You can see the stock and the scion here. Reproduction contributes to the continuity of life. Yes. The following diagram shows an instance related to the grafting of plant. One of the grafting. What is mean by a grafting? This should be B. Okay. Here A. What is grafting? මොකද්ද grafting කියන්නේ? Oh, attaching part of one plant to another plant which are belong to the same family. Attaching of part of another plant to another one which belong to the same family, same species or same family. එකම ස්පීෂස් එකේ හෝ එකම ප්ලාන්ට් ෆැමිලි එකේ ශාක දෙකක් අතර සිද්ධ වෙන අපි කියනවා බට් කරන නැත්නම් මේ ෆික්සේෂන් එකක් තමයි කම්බිනේෂන් එකක් තමයි මේ grafting කියලා කියන්නේ. Grafting divides into two. Grafting divides into two. according to the part which is removed of the one of the plant. එක plant එකකින් වෙන් කරගන්න කොටස අනුව grafting methods දෙකක් තිබේ. If a twig is separated from one of the plant and fixed as a scion, it is called the twig grafting. If the scion is but a bud, it is called bud grafting. Both twig and the bud are known as scion. So scion is the one which is removed from the mother plant. To where the scion is fixed, scion should be fixed in a rooted plant called stalk. The rooted one should be the stalk. මෙයා තමයි stock එක එහෙනම් නේද? Fill in the blanks in the paragraph. The following diagram shows an instance related to grafting of plants. A is known as the scion. Scion. Because you can see that A coming from outside. While B is known as, it is a rooted plant, stalk. This method of grafting is known as, is it a twig grafting? No, bud. This is not a bud, this is clearly a twig. So this is a twig grafting. Twig grafting also can be divided into few types according to the shape of the scion you cut. සයන් එකේ මේ කට් එක අනුව එක එක නම් දෙනවා කියලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉගෙන ගත්තා මේ කවස්වල. මොනවද? Wedge grafting, ton grafting, green grafting, crown grafting කියලා එක එක නම් තියෙනවා. If the cut is done in the scion like this, the cut in the stalk should be like that. Size of this scion should be size of a pencil. Then what is expected by fixing scion in the stalk? What is the expectation? To grow as a single plant. To grow as a single plant. Tell me, after successfully grafting is done, either which plant's quality, I mean either scion's quality or stalk's quality gained by the combined plant later? Scion quality. The quality of scion is gained by the stalk. The new plant grow as a scion. So always scion should be good quality plant. It should be free of diseases and also it should have special characteristics. Always scion is a quality plant. Similarly, when you are selecting a stock should have some special features too. What are the special features that the stock should have for a successful grafting? Yes, the main thing is stock should have strong root system. Stock has to absorb water for both scion and the stock. It grow as a single unit. I told it that the stock will act as a pregnant mother, a new creature in its body. So scion should have good root system, strong root system, and it should have uniform growth throughout the year. There are some plants, they inhibit the growth during drought periods. නියෝග කාලෙට ඉඩෝරේ කාලෙට වර්ධනය නතර වෙනවා. Like rubber, falling leaves and no cutting is done to get rubber latex. So this is not suitable for as a stock. ඒ වගේ සීසන් එකක් අහුනොත් සයන් එක මැරෙන්න පුළුවන්. එනිසා මෙයාගේ තියෙන්න ඕන යුනිෆෝම් growth එකක්. කාගේද? මේ stock කියන එකේ. stock. Okay. What are the questions? Remaining questions asked. A part of female reproductive system is given below. Write the letters relevant to the places where the implantation and fertilization take place. Ovary produce ovules once every 28 days. One of the mature ovule is released during ovulation. Fimbria, those finger-like projections, American fimbria, absorb or gain that ovule into the fallopian tube. A, it is immortal cell, can't move about, but it moves with the fluid, vaginal fluid. මේ fluid දෙකත් එක්ක උඩට එනවා. When it comes to the upper part of the fallopian or oviduct, if it means a sperm, it will fertilize. Always fertilization occurs at the upper part of the fallopian or oviduct. ඉහළ කොටසදී සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. It is shown by letter A. After fertilization is done, the fusion between male-female gametes, it is known as a fertilized ovum. Fertilized ovum slowly flow down to the uterus. On the way to the uterus, it is known in different terms. It is known as morula, blastula. ඔහොම විවිධ නම් වලින් අපි හඳුන්වනවා. In the seventh or fifth day, it is sunk inside the uterine wall, which is known as implantation. Sunken of fertilized ovum. At that time, what is the name given for the fertilized ovum? Tell me the most correct term used at the time implantation or interplantation occurs. හරියටම කියන නම මොකක්ද ඒකට? මම තාමත් කියන්නේ fertilized ovum. හැබැයි යාට නමක් තියෙනවා ඒ වෙනකොට. What is it? It is not still a unicellular structure. Now it is a multicellular structure. What is the name given for that? Yes. You would have known this.
Zygote?
No. It is called morula. මොරුලා කියලා කියන්නේ මේකට. මොරුලා තමයි සංක් වෙන්නේ ඩිපොසිට් වෙන්නේ යුටරස් එකේ හරියටම. මොරුලා සයිගොට් කියන්නේ මුලින්ම කියන නම. මේකට කියන්නේ මොරුලාව කියලා. මං හිතන්නේ ඉතින් O level syllabus එකේ fertilized ovum කිව්වත් හරි මොරුලා කියන නම යූස් කරන්න. Morula sink in endometrium. Endometrium means inner wall of the uterus. Cushion-like structure. Endometrium. Uterus has 3 layers. Endometrium, myometrium, perimetrium. Endometrium is the innermost layer. ඒක තමයි comfortable layer cushion එක වගේ. Okay. Implantation is done in C. It is in the uterus. Right, fourth one. මෙන්න මෙතන පොඩ්ඩක් ස්කෑන් එකේදී pages මාරු වෙලානේ. මෙන්න මෙතෙන්ට එන්න. Mention a stage of menstrual cycle. ඔන්න එනවා menstrual cycle කියන කොටසට. අත්‍යවශ්‍ය මැසේජ් එකක් යවි ගෲප් එකට පොඩි මිස්ටේක් එකක් වෙලා නැත්නම් ලොකු විනාශයකට මුලක් වෙනවා හෙට දවසේ. හෙට දවසේ මම 10 ඉඳන් 12 වෙනකන් දාලා තියෙනවා grade 10 කියන්නේ 9 class එක අලුත් 10 එක. එකේ මම ඊයේද කොහෙද මැසේජ් එකක් දැම්මා අනිද්දා දින කියලා දිනේ දාලා අද 10නේ හෙට 11 නෑ 11 ඔව් 11 වෙනිදා මෙන්න මේ වෙලාවට තියෙනවා කියලා. මම ඒක පේරන්ට්ස්ලාට නැවත මතක් කරන්න මම ආයෙත් ඒක ෆෝවර්ඩ් කරලා ඇරියා. දැන් ඒක අදත් යවලනේ. දැන් අද තියෙන්නේ අනිද්දා දින 11 අහවල් වෙලාවට කියලා. ඒකෝට දැන් හොගාලා මැසේජස් එනවා සර් හෙටද තියෙන්නේ අනිද්දද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. ඒක දැන් කරෙක්ට් කරේ නැත්නම් හෙටත් එනවා අනිද්දාත් එනවා එක්ක හෙට ඉන්නේ නැතුව අනිද්දා එනවා. හෙට ආවොත් හොඳයි. හෙට ඉන්නේ නැතුව අනිද්දා આવොත් මම නැහැ. අම්මෝ WhatsApp එක groups එක වැඩ කරද්දී බොහොම පරිස්සමින්. පොඩ්ඩ බැරිෙන්න බෑ හෙට මෙන්න messages යනවා. Mention a stage of menstrual cycle where change in ovaries occurred and the hormones secrete from ovaries at the stage. Where the changes in the ovaries. How many changes, how many phases are there in ovary? 3 phases in the uterus, in the ovary, 2 phases in the ovary. Can you remember what they are? One of the ovary in phases.
Follicular phase and luteal phase.
Follicular phase and what is the other one? පටන් ගන්නේ follicular phase එකෙන් අනිත් එකට කියනවා luteal phase කියලා. Not proliferation. Proliferation තියෙන්නේ uterus වල මේක ovary එකක්නේ. Follicular phase and luteal phase. Follicular phase starting with that phase and the luteal phase. අනිත් එක luteal phase. දෙකයි. එතකොට stage the menstrual cycle where the change in ovaries occurred and hormones secrete from ovaries at the phase. Phases දෙකක් තියෙනවානේ. Mention a stage of the menstrual cycle where changes ovaries occurred. Ovaries occurred. Should I write the follicular phase or luteal phase? There are 2 phases. Which hormones influence on this? මොනවද මේකට බලපාන hormones? FSH and LH. ඔය දෙකනේ. Both are secreted from the pituitary gland. FSH hormone develops primary follicles into graphene follicle. In the 14th day, graphene follicle is burst, releasing the ovule. It is done by the effect of LH, luteinizing hormone. Hereafter, new primary cell is grown into graphene cell again. So my problem is that which stage should I write here? එනම් දෙකම ලියන්න වෙනවා. එනම් මෙහෙම ලියමු. Follicular phase, first phase influenced with FSH, follicle stimulating hormone secreted by the pituitary. Then luteal phase, හැබැයි luteal phase කියන්නේ ඉතින් පස්සේ. ඔයගලන්ට තේරෙන විදිහට මොකක්ද එතන වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? කොයි ඉන්න බලන්න මෙතෙන්ට ගිහිල්ලා. මොකක් හරි වෙනසක් තියෙනවද කියලා ඩයග්‍රෑම් එකේ? නෑනේ. මම ඩයග්‍රෑම් එකේ පොඩ්ඩක් අපැහැදිලිතාවයක් තියෙනවා. ඒකේ ඕවියුල් එක කොතනද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. ඕවියුල් එකේ රිලීස් වෙන අවස්ථාවද දන්නේ නැහැ. ඕවරි එකෙන් රිලීස් වෙන අවස්ථාව නම් එතන හෝමෝන් එක LH කියලා ගන්නවා. ෆේස් එක still follicular phase. ඉතින් එහාට තමයි luteal phase එන්නේ. එතන පොඩි අපැහැදිලිතාවයක් තියෙනවා. කමන්නේ ඒ phases දෙක සහ ඒ hormones ඉගෙන ගන්නකෝ. එමෙව තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Third one. Chemistry. Rate of reaction. Diagram of setup of an activity conducted by group of students in the school laboratory is shown below. Okay. Equal masses of magnesium used in ABC test tubes, and experiment conducted to obtain the conditions given in the table. Conditions. What are the conditions? Change the volume of acid. 0.5 milliliters in tube A. Then the 5 milliliters of acid in tube B. 5 milliliters of acid in C. Between A and B, temperature is constant. Nature of the reactant, surface nature of the reactant or surface area of the reactants common in all three test tubes. Surface area constant. But in B and C, temperature differ, Ushnatve Venus, concentration is same. A and B, temperature is constant, concentration is different. Between A and C, both concentration of the acid and temperature are different. Dekama venas. But all three test tubes have the same volume, 10 ml. Volume samanai. Once again, between A and B, temperature constant, concentration of acid is different. Between B and C, temperature is different, concentration of the acid is the same. A and C, both concentration and the temperatures are differ. Keep them in mind and approach the question then. In which test tube the chemical reaction with highest rate of reaction take place? Rate of a chemical reaction depends on few factors. Rate of reaction කියන එක දන්නවද? What is a rate of reaction? මම මේ නිකමට අහන්න හිතුණා. හේතුව දන්නවද? ඊයේ තමයි මම rate of reaction පටන් ගත්තේ. ඉවර කරලත් දැම්මා. grade 10 ළමයින්ට. මම ඕගොල්ලන් අහන්න එක මතකද කියලා. දැනට අවුරුද්දකට කලින් කියලා දුන්නේ. Give me the definition for rate of reaction. Then I will come to that question. Yes. What is rate of reaction?
Amount of change occurred in unit.
Right. Number of changes occurred in a unit time. නිශ්චිත කාලයකදී සිදුවෙන සිදුවීම් සංඛ්‍යාව වෙනස්කම් සංඛ්‍යාව. වෙනස්කම් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? Reactant particles should be collided with each other to form new chemical bonds in products. There are two methods of finding rate of a chemical reaction. If you get reactants to make products, one of the method of finding rate of reaction is amount of reactants used up in a unit time or amount of products formed in a unit time. Both these methods can be used. As example, if magnesium react with hydrochloric acid as shown in this equation, magnesium chloride hydrogen gas produced. එකනේ තිබ්බේ. Oh. You have two methods to find the rate of this reaction. One is, before the experiment is done, you can measure the mass of magnesium. If 3 grams of magnesium used initially, at the end of a certain time period, you can measure the mass of remaining magnesium. If remaining magnesium is 2 grams, what is the amount of magnesium used up? That is 3 minus 2, 1 gram. If experiment took 2 minutes or 5 minutes, rate of reaction will be the amount of reactants used 1 grams within 2 minutes. Normally, time is measured not from seconds but from minutes. Okay? Then the value should be 0.5 grams per minute. Actually, there is no standard unit for measuring rate of reaction. Either you can measure it by grams per minute, grams per second. If you collect the gas, it will be collected in cubic centimeters. Amount of gas, hydrogen gas collected within 2 minutes. එහෙම හොයන්නත් පුළුවන් නේද? Oh, if 1 cubic centimeter of gas collected in 2 minutes, then the rate of reaction is once again 0.5 cubic centimeters per minute. අන්න බලන්න units කිහිපයක් use කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක ගැටලුවක් නෑ. දීලා තියෙන units එක යන්න. දීලා තියෙන units එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. හරිනේ? ඔන්න rate of reaction. දැන් මේකට එන්න. Rate of reaction depends on few factors. They are surface area of reactants, temperature, concentration of reactant, reactants, concentration of reactants, our catalyst. Catalyst. In gaseous reactions, pressure also affecting. It is only for gaseous reactions, like nitrogen gas react with hydrogen gas to make ammonia gas, Haber method. You can apply pressure for those gaseous reactions. When you increase the pressure or decrease the pressure, the rate of reaction will be changed. But these four factors for the other reactions. Out of them, the effect of temperature is influenced than the other factors. When මෙයාගේ effect එක වැඩි, I told that if the temperature increased by 10 degrees Celsius, it is said that the rate of reaction will be doubled. මෙයා 10කින් වැඩි කරොත් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් double වෙනවා කියලා කියන rate of reaction එක. මේ ටික මතක තියාගන්න. දැන් එන්න මෙතෙන්ට. Now, tell me in which test tube the highest rate of reaction occurs. කාගෙද වැඩිම rate of reaction එකක් ඇත්තේ? Surely A or B. Temperature is very high. Higher than the twice of C. මෙයාගේ දෙගුණටත් වැඩිය වැඩි. Out of them, one with highest concentration, B, has the highest rate of reaction. එයාගේ තමයි වැඩි. Both concentration as well as temperature is high. Okay? To identify the factors affecting the rate of reaction, experiment should be done by keeping the relevant factors under control. Fill in the blanks. මෙවැනි ආකාරයේ ප්‍රශ්න ඕලෙල් එක්සෑම් එකේ ඕන තරම් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවානේ. ඒ හා සමාන එකක් තමයි මේ ක්‍රියේට් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. This is not a O-level paper. ඒ හා සමාන ප්‍රශ්න කිහිපයක්ම මේකේ තියෙනවා. අන්තිමට මොකේ තියෙනවා ඉලෙක්ට්‍රොනික ක්වෙස්චන් එකක් දීලා ඒක ඉලෙක්ට්‍රොමැග්නටිසම් එක ජොයින් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ වැනි ක්වෙස්චන් එකක් මේ අවුරුද්දේ මැයි මාසේ තිබ්බ O-level exam එකෙත් අහලා තිබ්බා. ඒ හා සමාන එකක් තමයි ඒ තරම්ත් හදලා තියෙන්නේ. අන්තිම ප්‍රශ්නේ බලන්න. ඒත් ඒ වගේ. Pair of test tubes A and B. කො මෙන්න මේ දෙන්න. The factor affecting the rate of reaction. Which factor, the effect of which factor can be measured? Same temperature, so you can't go for temperature. Same surface area of the reactants, but different concentration. So you can find the effect of concentration of reactants. Concentration of reactants. This effect can be demonstrated. What is a pair of test tube can be used to find the effect of temperature? Children, remember one thing. When you are going to investigate the effect of one factor, one of the factor, keep all other factors constant. You can't change all the factors together. When you are going to find the effect of temperature, surface area, concentration, catalyst, other factors should be constant. Okay? So you can't get A and C. In A and C, both temperature as well as the concentration are different. So you can't exactly find the reason for which factor the rate of reaction being high. ඒ දෙක ගන්න බෑ කොහෙමත්. ෆැක්ටර්ස් දෙකක් එක සැරේ වෙනස් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් මෙතෙන්ට හරියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Oh, can you get A and B? Can't. They have same temperature. එකක් C වෙන්න ඕනි. අනිත් එක is it B or A? B. B and C can be used. B and C තමයි ගන්න වෙන්නේ. හේතුව only the temperature is different. උෂ්ණත්වය විතරයි වෙනස්. Concentration, nature of the surface ඒ ඔක්කොම සමානයි. Then go for B and C. Understood? එක සැරේ factors දෙකක් වෙනස් කරන්න යන්න එපා. Third one. Write the balance equation for the reaction between magnesium hydrochloric acid. Magnesium solid react with hydrochloric acid aqueous. මොනවද හැදෙන්නේ? Magnesium chloride MgCl2 aqueous plus hydrogen gas. 2 hydrochloric acid. Which type of reaction is this? Magnesium displaces hydrogen and combine with chlorine. So it is single displacement reaction. Single displacement reaction. It is possible to use a piece of copper instead of piece of magnesium in this experiment under the given conditions. Possible to use a piece of copper instead of piece of magnesium in this experiment under the given conditions. Oh, පුළුවන්ද copper ගන්න? බෑ. ඇයි? Copper is below hydrogen in the activity series. Metal below hydrogen cannot displace, therefore copper can't use. Reason? Reactivity of copper is less than the reactivity of hydrogen. So it can't displace. එයාව යවන්න බෑ. Give the reason for the reason එක ඊළඟට අහනවානේ. Is it possible කියලා අහන්නේ? No කියලා ලියලා reason එක මෙතෙන්ට ලියනවා. මොකක්ද theory එක? අපි හැමෝම දන්න එකක්. ඒවට කියනවා metal displacement reactions කියලා. එකකින් කියන්නේ a metal above is able to displace a metal below in the activity series from its salt solution. Metal above in the activity series is able to displace metal below from its salt solution. Salt solution. එයාගේ salt solution එකේ. Okay. Part B. Still behind the chemistry question. 3 atoms of certain elements P, Q, R. P has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 electrons. Therefore, the configuration is 2, 4. I have given this hint for you. මං කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා තමුන්ට මීට කලින්. ඔය වගේ unknown element එකක් දුන්නාම what is the best way to approach the question? Write the electronic configuration. Any question related to periodic table. First, you have to write the configuration. After writing configuration, the problem will be solved. Okay? You can find the answers easily then. by looking at the configuration, you can tell a lot of things about that element. Electronic configuration is the unique characteristics of a given element. In Q, count the number of electrons 282, 282, no, 281, 11 electrons. R configuration is 287. දැන් ඔක්කොම විසඳලානේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න ටික. දැන් මේකේ හදන්න දෙයක් නෑ ආයේ. Identify and name element Q. What is Q? Get the atomic number. Atomic number is 11. What is the element with atomic number of 11? That is sodium. එනම් මේ ඉන්නේ sodium. Atomic number is 11. Write the configuration of P. Only the 2, 4. Which element has the highest electron negativity among PQR? Yes, electronegativity depends on two factors. What is mean by electronegativity? මොකක්ද electronegativity කියලා කියන්නේ? Or ability to attract electrons from a bond. Ability to attract bond electrons from another atom. වෙන කෙනෙක්ගේ electrons වලට තියෙන කෑදරකම. දෙන්න එකතු වෙලා මුලින් agreement එකකට ඇවිල්ලා electron share කරගෙන ඉන්නවා covalent compound එකක. covalent compound එකක කවුරුවත් completely දෙන්නෙත් නැහැ ගන්නෙත් නැහැ. completely electron donate කරන්නෙත් නැහැ accept කරන්නෙත් නැහැ. ඒ ඇවිල්ලා ionic compounds වල. completely දෙන එක්කෙනා positive කියනවා ගන්න එක්කෙනා negative කියලා ions හැදෙනවා. We are talking about covalent compounds, not ionic. In covalent compounds, no one completely given or accepting. They just share the electrons in their outermost shell. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ valence shell එකේ electron share කරගන්නවා විතරයි. sharing කියන්නේ දෙන්නටම පොදුයි. දෙන්න හෝ ඉන්න atoms ගන්නට ඒක common. share කරගන්නවා කියන්නේ ඒක නේද? share කරගන්න පුළුවන් ඒවත් තියෙනවා බැරි ඒවත් තියෙනවා. electron share කරගන්න. මහා ගෙදර ෂෙයා කරගෙන ඉන්නවා අයියයි මල්ලි දෙන්න. ඒ විදිහේ දේවල් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ටිකක් කල් යද්දී එක්කෙනෙකුට මහා ගෙදරට පොඩි කෑදරකමක් ඇති වෙනවා. greedy ගතියක් එනවා. එයාට මතක නැහැ ඇග්‍රීමන්ට් එක. එයාට ඕනකම තියෙනවා එයාට මහා ගෙදර අයිතිය ලබා ගන්න. එයා මොකද කරන්නේ විවිධ හේතු නිසා එක්කෝ අරයට එපා කරනවා එක්කෝ එයාට කරදර කරලා මෙතනින් යවන්න හදනවා. ඔන්නෝක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ. ඔන්නෝක තමයි කතන්දරේ. ඒ වගේ දෙයක් තමයි මෙතන එන්නේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් covalent compounds වල negative positive කියලා charges තියෙන්න බෑ. හැබැයි අපි මේ කතා කරන්න යන covalent compounds වල එක තියෙනවා. Example water. It's a covalent compound. They have covalent bonds between OH, oxygen and hydrogen. But oxygen is highly electronegative. අන්න කෑදරකමක් ආවා. Gains bonding electron from hydrogen. ඇදලා ගන්නවා hydrogen ගේ bond electrons. Then again. Then oxygen get little bit of slightly negatively charged. Hydrogen gets slightly positively charged. මේ දෙන්න ඉබේම positively charged වෙනවා. එයාගේ ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන ගියානේ අරගේ පැත්තට. අරයා බලෙන් ඇදලා ගන්නෙ. කැමැත්තෙන් නෙමෙයි දෙන්නේ හයිඩ්‍රජන්. දැන් මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? This molecule, water molecule become polarized. ඉබේම මෙයා polarized වුණා. මේ වගේ polarizations තියෙන්නේ ionic bonds වල. නමුත් මෙයාගේ තියෙනවා දැන්. ඒ නිසා එයාට special features ලැබුණා. මම ඉතින් එහාට කියන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ. තව එකක් කියන්නම් ඕනනම්. When you consider another water molecule here with similar features, hydrogen is slightly positive, oxygen is slightly negative, 2 minus ආවේ දෙන්නෙක් ගතින් අපි එක slightly කියලා ලියමු. This hydrogen also has slightly positive charges. Between these positive and negative atoms, there will be an electrostatic attractions. Weak bonds are made called what? Intermolecular bonds. Because this bond formed between two molecules. Intermolecular bonds හැදෙනවා දෙන්න අතර. දැක්කනේ? Intermolecular bonds. Because of intermolecular bonds, water has specific properties. We will discuss it later in another question. අපි වෙන දවසක කතා කරමු. මම මේ කතා කර electronegativity කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා කියලා දුන්නේ. Electronegativity of element, atoms of elements, depends on two factors. Actually, it depends on one of the factor which is called nucleic attraction. මේකට හේතුව nucleic attraction. nuclear එක තමයි මේ attraction එකම හේතුව. හරියට අයියයි මල්ලි එකතු වෙලා මහ ගෙදර හිටියට සාමාන්‍ය නීති හරියට මල්ලිටනේ ගේ යන්නේ. අයියට ඕනකම තියෙනවා ගේ ලියා ගන්න. ඒකට බලපෑම් කරන්නේ අයියාගේ නෝනා, wife. එයාට තමයි ඕනකම මල්ලි එළවලා මේ ගේ අපි ලියා ගමු කියලා. අන්න ඒ වගේ නියුක්ලියස් එකේ තමයි ඕනකම තියෙන්නේ ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන ඇද ගන්න. ඒකට කියනවා nucleic attraction කියලා. Nucleic attraction depends on two factors. මේක තවත් factors දෙකකට බලපාන. ඒ මොනවද? එකක් තමයි number of electrons in the outermost shell. Number of electrons in the outermost shell. එළියම shell එකේ තියෙන electrons ගන්න. Outermost shell. The other one is number of energy levels. Number of energy levels. Okay? From top to bottom or left to right along a period. Period එකක left to right යනකොට first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth groups වලට යනකොට one electron higher respectively. In first group, it has only one electron in the outermost shell. One more electrons in second one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am writing the number of electrons in the outermost shell. මේ එළියම shell එකේ electrons ගන්න මම ලිව්වේ. One by one increase. වැඩි වෙනවනේ මෙහාට යද්දී. When the number of electrons in the outermost shell increases, nucleic attraction will be increased. මෙන්න මෙහා වැඩි වෙනවා. As a result, electronegativity will be increased. මෙයාත් වැඩි වෙනවා. Electrons ගන්න වැඩි වෙන්න outermost shell එකේ attraction එක තවත් වැඩි. තවත් වැඩි වෙනවා. ගෙදෙට්ට අලුතෙන් බඩමුට්ටු ගේන්න. මල්ලිත් ගේනවා අයියත්. මල්ලිත් බඩමුට්ටු ගේන්න. අර වයිෆ්ගේ ආසාව තවත් වැඩි වෙනවා ගේ ලියා ගන්න. දැන් ගෙදර බඩු වලින් පිරලානේ. මේක නම් කොහොම හරි මම ලියා ගන්න ඕන. ටීවී 4යි, AC 4යි. කොහොම හරි මං ගන්නවා කියලා යට හිතෙනවා. පහලට යනකොට ආපස්සට මං කියන්නේ first period, second period, third, fourth. පහලට යනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඒක නම් බොහොම සරලවම තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Number of energy levels increased. 1, 2, 3, 4. හතරයි. දැන් මොකද්ද වැඩි වෙන්නේ? Distance from nucleus to the outermost shell increases. Nucleus එකේ ඉඳලා outermost shell electrons වලට තියෙන distance එක වැඩි වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ atomic radius කියන එක වැඩි වෙනවා. අත්තම කිව්වොත් atomic radius increases. As a result, the attraction decreases. ඒ නිසා attraction එක අඩුයි. ඈතට යන්න යන්න attraction එක අඩු වෙනවා. එහෙනම් පහළට යනකොට electronegativity අඩු වෙනවා. From left to right it increases. But 8 group elements they are not like that. ඒගොල්ලෝ එහෙම නෑ. එයා එහෙම නෑ. Why? It has stable electronic configuration 8. So it does not greed on others' electrons. Stable. Then no electronegativity consider in 8 group elements. මෙයාලගේ consider කරන්නේ නැහැ. Then which group has highest electronegativity? That is 7 group elements. Highest electronegative element is fluorine. Electronegativity is measured from Pauling scale. මෙයා මයින්නේ Pauling කියන scale එකකින්. What is the value of Pauling scale for fluorine? 4. හතර තමා highest value එක. Minimum electronegative or least electronegative element is in the first group, fourth period, that is potassium. Values of all other elements varies between these two values. මේ දෙක අතර තමයි අනිත් අය වෙනස් වෙන්නේ. Right? Right. ඔය ටික මතක තියාගන්න මෙතෙන්ට එන්න. Which element has highest electronegativity? දැන් ආයේ ලිව්වොත් electronic configuration එක 2 1 2 3 4 4 2 8 1 2 8 7. Energy levels වැඩි. මෙයා ඉන්නේ fourth group. මෙයා ඉන්නේ first group. මෙයා ඉන්නේ seventh group. seventh group එකේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම electronegativity එක වැඩි වෙන්න ඕන. එහෙනම් R. කවුද මේ 287 කියන්නේ? chlorine. Second highest electronegative element. Fluorine ඇරුණාම ඊළඟට වැඩි යාගේ. Okay, right. Bonds are formed in between atoms to complete octet of electrons in the valence shell. Octet කියන්නේ අටක් එන්න ඕන electrons shells දෙකේම එකතු. දෙන්නගෙම දෙන්නෙක් නම් atoms, දෙන්නෙක් නම් outermost shell එකේ 8යි. තුන් දෙනෙක් නම් ඒත් 8යි. ඉන්න ප්‍රමාණය උන කීයේ උනත් 8ක් තියෙන්න ඕන electrons. Write the formula of the compound formed by the reaction between P and R. What is P? You should have idea of P. It is P කවුද කියලා දාවේ? P කවුද? 2 4 කියන්නේ 6යි. ඒ කියන්නේ කාබන් ඉන්නේ එතන. නේද? ඔව්. කාබන්. මෙයා කාබන්. R කියන්නේ අපි හොයාගත්ත ක්ලෝරීන්. එහෙනම් bond එක හැදෙන්නේ කවුරු අතරද? Between carbon and chlorine. Actually, what is the bond made between carbon and chlorine? Both are non-metals. Between carbon chlorine, there is a covalent bond made which is known as carbon tetrachloride. CCl4. It's a organic solvent. Toxic organic solvent. CCl4. කොහොමද ඒක හැදෙන්නේ? Formula එක නේද අහන්නේ? ඔව්. Valency of carbon is 4. Valency of chlorine is 1. When you exchange and write CCl4. But you are not supposed to write CCl4 here. You have to use the English letters given. Not CCl4, it should be PR4. Make a PR4 ලිව්වනම් හරියටම හරි. ඒ කියන්නේ CCl4 තමයි. PR4. Okay? Mention the types of bonds formed between PNR and QNR. දෙකක් තියෙනවානේ. PNR and QNR. බලමු කවුද හැදෙන්නේ? PNR carbon tetrachloride. QNR නේද තියෙන්නේ? ඔව්. What is Q? Sodium. ඔයාගත්තනේ sodium කියලා. R chlorine. That is sodium chloride. CCl4 carbon tetrachloride is covalent compound. It is a covalent compound. It has covalent bonds. Sodium chloride is a strong ionic compound. It has ionic bond. Ionic compound. Okay? Covalent and ionic compound. Nature. PR කියන්නේ covalent, QR කියන්නේ ionic. Bonds are formed between atoms to complete the octet of electrons in the valence shell. Write the formula of the compound formed by P and R. මම ඒක ඉස්සලා කියලා තමයි ආරකට ගිහිලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ දෙක හරියි. ඒ ඔක්කොම හරියි. ඒ කතන්දරේ ඉවරයි. මොකද මේ වෙන්නේ? මෙන්න තියෙනවා fourth question එක physics. Physics කියලා බලන්න. මම දැන් ගොඩාක් වෙලා කතා කරා. තමනුත් මහන්සිලා වැඩ කරන්න එපැයි. ඔව්. Hear the question. Okay, red. කියවද? A motor car travels on horizontal straightway shown by the diagram given below. Frictional force exerts. මේක පොඩක් clear කරගන්න වෙයි. Motor car. This is the rod. Diagram represents the formation of, sorry, motor car. Notice the friction force exerts on tires on vehicle is higher in PQ area. දැන් හොයන්න එපා PQ than QR areas. PQR නේ ඔහොම නෙන්න ඕන. ඔව්. Once again, friction force exerts on tires on vehicles higher in PQ than that of QR. මේක වැඩි කියලා කියනවා. This friction force act on the vehicle is 300 newtons when travels from P to Q. PQR. Right. Engine gives continuous force of engine thrust is also 300 Newton when motor car moves P to R. Complete table according to situation. සම්පූර්ණ ගමනදී වාහනේ engine thrust එක 300 PQ R කියන අතරේ friction එක 300. මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා තේරෙනව නේද එතකොට? When travels from P to Q, engine thrust is equal to friction. It's a moving object. As you learn in grade 10, Newton's first law. Newton's first law. Moving vehicle, it's moving with 300 newtons of engine thrust. If the frictional against force is also 300, which sort of motion can be seen in this car? මෙයාගේ තියෙන්නේ මොන විදිහේ motion එකක්ද? Oh, what is the unbalanced force acting? මෙයාගේ කීයද resultant force එක? 0. 2 equal opposite collinear forces acting. Resultant force will be the difference of them. 0. If the resultant force is 0, that means the object will move in uniform velocity. Being it is a moving car. According to the Newton first law, unless an external unbalanced force acting on an object in motion will continue to move in uniform velocity. Unbalanced force එකක් නැති තාක්කල් moving object එකක් නම් ටිකටම uniform velocity කින් move වෙයි. Then no unbalanced force acting here, no resultant force. It's a moving object. It will move in uniform velocity. That's why it is given as uniform velocity. මේ තියෙන දීලා. The type of motion is uniform velocity. ඒක දෙන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. ඒක තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ තින්ට. තේරුණාද? Reason for the type of motion. Why it's move in uniform velocity? No unbalanced force acting. Because no unbalanced force acting on it. Understood? Right. Then what will happen between QR? They have given that the friction on tires is higher in PQ than QR. QR ට වැඩිය PQ වල වැඩි කියනවා. Tires on vehicles are higher in PQ than QR. QR ට වැඩිය PQ වල වැඩි. එහෙනම් මේ හරියේ ෆ්‍රික්ෂන් එක 300ට වැඩිය අඩු වෙන්න ඕන. මෙතන ඉඳලා යද්දී. දැන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? engine thrust is 300, friction is less than 300. අපි හිතමු 200 කියලා. Then there will be an unbalanced force. That unbalanced force will act in higher value. What is the unbalanced force? 300 newtons to 200. It is 100 towards 300 newtons. Always the resultant is towards the greater force. Greater force. ඒ කියන්නේ වාහනේ යන පැත්තට වැඩියෙන් unbalanced force එකක් තියෙනවා. This unbalanced force helps to accelerate the car. මෙන්න මේ unbalanced force එකකින් මෙයා accelerate කරනවා. Then which kind of motion can be seen between QR? Uniform acceleration. Because the friction reduces. Because of the road surface, vehicle is able to accelerate. Reason for the motion of acceleration? Unbalanced force acting towards forward. ඉදිරියට unbalanced force එකක් ආව නිසා. If unbalanced force acting backwards, then vehicle will decelerate and will be stopped sometimes. ටිකක් දුර ගිහලා එහෙනම් නවතී. මේකේ අනිත් පැත්තට තියෙන unbalance එක. What is the name given for the type of friction force which applies on the motion can be the rod. The name of the friction force which applies on the motor can by the rod. On moving objects, which type of friction acting? There are three types of frictions. What are they? What are they? Static friction, limiting friction, dynamic friction. Static friction means when the object is not in move, even though the force is applied. Limiting friction, highest friction acting on the body when the object just begin to move. යන්තම් move වෙන්න ගන්නකොට. Dynamic friction is the frictional force acting on moving objects. Since it is a moving object, then dynamic friction will be acting on it. Dynamic friction. තමයි මේකේ acting. Right. Next, third one. Name one advantage and disadvantage that the motor car receives by the friction which applies on the vehicle by the rod. Advantage of friction is what? To stop the car by braking. No? For braking. Brakes ගහන්න ලේසි. නැත්තම් කඩාන යනවනේ. Disadvantage, wearing and tearing of the tires. Tire එකක් ගෙවෙනවා. Tearing of tires. And the brake pads also. Fourth, the velocity time graph for the motion of the car after applying brakes. Now the brakes applied because it is accelerated. Now the brakes applied. Find the deceleration of the motor car according to the graph. Can't see the value here. 0. This is velocity. Time 4 seconds. Children, can you tell me what this value is? Is it 10? Looks like 10. අපි 10 කියලා ගමුනේ. Velocity of the car at 0 is 10. Then deceleration හොයන්න කලින් acceleration හොයලා ඉන්න. acceleration, you can get the gradient of the graph. Gradient, y coordinates divided by difference of x coordinates. Y coordinates means is a deceleration. Make a deceleration එකක්. Acceleration 100 නෙමෙයි 100 නේ තිබ්බේ 10 sorry 10 නේ තිබ්බේ 10 කියන අපි ගත්තේ 10 meters per second time period 4 seconds මේ ඉන්නේ acceleration හරිද ලිව්වා නෑ deceleration එහෙනම් minus වෙන්න ඕන දැන් එනවා 2.5 කියලා 2.5 minus 2.5 meters per square second that is acceleration but they ask the deceleration. Deceleration is 2.5 meters per square second. No minus values written. Minus lian ne. Kelimba deceleration lian. B. Find the distance traveled at a deceleration. Distance traveled at a deceleration. May I give Pudura get the area of this graph. Make a area gun. Area of the graph. Half into base is 4 into height is 10. It is 20 square meters. 20 square meters is the area. Distance is 20 meters. Square meters really are distance. The passengers standing on a moving bus without holding anything. For support, push forward when the bus suddenly stops by apparent brakes. Which law of Newton can be described? Yes, Newton first law. Man of 80 kilograms, mass is standing on the lift. මෙන්න ඉන්නවා මෙයාගේ බර mass එක 80 කියන්නේ 800 newtons. Weight. Mark the force act on the man when he is standing. 800 newtons acting downwards. Similar reaction force is acting upwards. Reaction weight. When the lift is still without moving, mark the force acting on the stand lift. Write the forces react by the flow of the leverage during the given instance. Write the forces react by the flow. Flow එකකින් දෙන force එක අහන්න. When the lift still without moving, එකතර නවත්තලා තියෙද්දි 800 newton. යන්න නැතුව තියෙද්දිනේ. When the lift moves upward in this acceleration, when the lift is moving in acceleration, මෙයා යන්නේ acceleration එකකින්. එතකොට this value should be the same increase or decrease. Acceleration එක යනවා කියන්නේ extra force එකක් දීලා උස්සගෙන යන්න ඕන. එහෙනම් මේක වැඩි වෙන්න ඕනනේ. This value will be greater. ඒක හොයන්නේ කොහොමද? Acceleration F equals ma. Newton second law. You are going to find this unbalanced force. අපි හොයන්නේ මේ unbalanced force එක කීයද කියලා. Unbalanced කියන්නේ මිනිහගේ බරයි ground එකෙන් දෙන මේ leverage එකෙන් දෙන force එකේ difference එක මේ දෙකේ ලැබෙන්නේ මතක තියාගන්න unbalanced force එක. ඒ කියන්නේ resultant force එක. Mass of the man, mass 8 kilograms, acceleration 0.5 meters per square second. ඒ කියන්නේ 40 newtons කියලා එනවා. මේ මොකක්ද ලැබුණේ? මේ දෙකේ difference එක. මිනිහගේ බර සහ reaction එකේ. හැබැයි මං කිව්වා මෙයා යන්නේ acceleration නිසා මේ 40 newtons add වෙන්න ඕන මෙන්න මේ 800ට. එයාගේ බරට වැඩිය වැඩි බරක් දැන් ඔසවගෙන යනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ 800 plus 40 840 newtons වෙන්න ඕන. That is the new value given by the leverage on the man. See, reaction force. එයා ගිය deceleration එකකින් නම් ඔක අඩු වෙනවා. Uniform velocity නම් සමානයි. Understood? මේ වගේ එකක් අපි මීට කලින් හදලා තියෙනවා. මතකනේ lift එක යන ගමන ගැන. O level past paper question එකක් තිබ්බා. ඒකින් තමයි මේක අරන් තියෙන්නේ. Right. Okay, children. Class is going to be over. I will send a message for you. I'm going to conduct some seminars since tomorrow. මම හෙටින් පස්සේ syllabus ඉවර කරලා තියෙන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ theory classes නවත්තලා තියෙන්නේ. Seminar session එකක් යනවා දිගටම until you sit the oral exam. Anybody can join by paying day fees. It will be conducted at Samudra College. Nowhere, no online, only physically. Okay, fixed dates will be announced within next week. ඊළඟ සතියට කලින් ඒ දවස් කවද්ද කියලා මම පෝස්ට් එකක් ඔයාලගේ group එකට දානවා WhatsApp එකෙන් බලලා එන්න පුළුවනි. කොහොමද මේක conduct වෙන්නේ? grade 10 grade 11 biology එක දවසක් 6 hours 8 to 2 pm උදේ 8 ඉඳලා 2 වෙනකන්. Chemistry grade 10, chemistry grade 11, another day, second day. Physics grade 10 and 11, third day. ඔය විදිහට තමයි මම කන්ඩක්ට් කරන්න මම ප්ලෑන් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. මුලින් අපි biology වලින් පටන් ගමු. grade 11, grade 10 all units. සියලුම units cover වෙනවා. Reproduction, human reproduction, plant reproduction, genetics, all systems in the body, photosynthesis, සියල්ලම. Everything, each and every will be balanced. Plant tissues and every. So you can come and participate on that particular day. Information will be sent to your WhatsApp group. Okay, so check your WhatsApp group next few days. Dates will be fixed and announced. Okay then, good night children. It is not just a paper class.